Hello friends, I am Dr. Ashish Agrawat. Welcome to my channel Live Biochemistry. Today I am going to discuss about the gene regulation in eukaryotes. Okay, so so far we have seen in gene regulation, gene expression in prokaryotes about the lac operon, about the tryptophan operon. In my last video, I have discussed about the epigenetics. So there are different mechanisms that can affect the gene regulation. So what is gene? Gene is a part of the DNA that will synthesize part of the, suppose this is a DNA, a part of the DNA that will form the functional RNA. Okay, or functional products that are produced, it is called as a gene expression. So there are some constitutive genes which are expressed all the time, like glycolytic enzymes. Okay, the genes for the glycolytic enzyme, glycolytic pathway, they are expressed all the time. Okay, while some are the inducible gene. Whenever there is a requirement, they are produced. Suppose insulin gene. Okay, so whenever glucose level is high, then it is produced. Then we have a temporal specificity. Okay, so whenever there is a requirement, then this gene are produced. Okay, that is called temporal specificity. Whenever glucose level is high, then this gene is produced. That is called temporal specificity. Some genes are produced in the infant, not in the adult. Okay, like that. Then something called as a spatial specificity, like genes is expressed in particular organ and not in the other organ. Okay, so every cell, suppose we have a liver cell, or suppose we have a pancreatic beta cell. Okay, the nucleus contains the same genetic material, but in liver the gene is there for the insulin. In pancreas also there is a gene for the insulin, but in liver it is not expressed to produce insulin, but in the pancreas it is expressed to produce the insulin. So why does this occur? So we will see different mechanism, like we have already seen about the epigenetics. The link is just given above. Then we will see the gene amplification, gene rearrangement, gene switching. Okay, so all this we will see. Okay, then jumping genes. So all we will see. Also some are mechanism post-transcriptional, alternate splicing is there. Alternate splicing, right? RNA editing, RNA interferences. Okay, and the inducible genes, like on transcription, some factors will induce or some factor will repress. So they are called the, they will be helpful, they will bind with the DNA. So we have seen in the transcription that Tata binding proteins. Okay, so it will bind with the transcription factors. Okay, so at the promoter regions, we have seen there is a Tata box, GC box, CAT box, and IG octamer in DNA, right? Some are the enhancer that will enhance the rate of transcription, some are silencer. This promoter, suppose this is a gene, okay, and to the upstream there is a promoter like Tata box, GC box, from which RNA polymerase will bind and then start at the particular point, it will start the transcription. But enhancer or silencer, it may be either upstream or downstream. Okay, and they will increase or they will affect the rate of transcription. Then we have binding protein, DNA binding protein. One of the example is helix turn helix motif. The example of helix turn helix is lake repressor and homeodomain proteins. Okay, so you can see here there is a helix, okay, and it will bind with the DNA. Then this helix homeodomain proteins, they are part of helix turn helix. Okay, they will bind with the major groove of the DNA. Then one is helix loop helix. Okay, what is the difference between turn and loop? Okay, in loop there are more amino acid and it is more extended than the turn, right? Then we have a zinc finger which has either 2 histidine and 2 cysteine molecule or 4 cysteine molecule. Okay, so 2 cysteine and 2 histidine. They will not direct interact with the DNA, but they will stabilize the amino acid and then interact with the DNA. Example is main important is histone acetyl transferase and myelin transcription factor. Then leucine zipper, every 7th amino acid is leucine, okay, and it can bind with the DNA. Okay, so example you have to remember helix turn helix, that is the leg repressor and homeodomain proteins, leucine zipper growth regulator and proto-oncogene gene, zinc finger histone transacyl transferase, myelin transcription factor, and helix loop helix example is muscle cell transport factor. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this photo, and sometimes it is asked in MCQs. What are the different transcriptional factors that can affect the regulation of the gene? Okay, so we have already seen in the epigenetic lecture that DNA is wrapped around the histone. Okay, so in the small cell, it is fitted. Okay, and by the it is called as the epigenetic. So histone can be acylated, and transcriptionally will be active. Or DNA in the promoter region, if there is a methylation, the gene becomes silenced. Right. So now coming to the changes in the different gene. So first is gene amplification. So what is gene amplification? So suppose in our DNA there is a gene. This gene will secrete the protein, synthesize the protein called dihydrofolate reductase. But there is in mammalian, this dihydrofolate reductase is inhibited by the anti-cancer drug called methotrexate. Okay, methotrexate will inhibit dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, and by that it will inhibit the DNA synthesis, and it can be helpful. But there is a chance that there is a methotrexate resistance. Why so? Because whenever the drug is given, our gene, they are amplified. So many copies of the gene is formed. So all will now synthesize the dihydrofolate reductase enzyme. So there will be resistance to the methotrexate, and we have to give the other anti-cancer drug. All right. So that is the first mechanism. Second was gene rearrangement. These all are the type of regulation of gene expression in eukaryotes. Gene rearrangement. So it is seen in the immunoglobulin. As we know, the immunoglobulin, it has a heavy chain. This is heavy chain and light chain. In the light chain, there are variable region and the constant region. So when these genes are synthesized in the germline, there is a variable region which are around 200. There is joining region and constant region. Okay, so variable is around 200, joining region are about 5, constant are about 20. So they are joined together, and they will form the variable. Okay, they were joined together. So different because of the different rearrangement, the different immunoglobulin are produced. About 10 raised to 10 or 10 raised to 12 immunoglobulin are produced because of the rearrangement, so that our antibody, our immunity can fight against any type of antigen. So this is for the light chain, there are variable, joining and constant region, while in case of heavy chain, there is a variable region, diverse region, sorry. So in case of heavy chain, there may be variable region, diverse region, joining region and constant region. So they will all join together by different arrangement, and they will form the different immunoglobulins. So this is how the different immunoglobulins are produced, right? Then there was something called as a gene switching. Gene switching, as we know, fetal hemoglobin, that is zeta and eta. Okay, but fetal, this is embryonic hemoglobin contains zeta and eta chain. Then fetal hemoglobin, they will alpha and gamma, and then ultimately adult, that will produce alpha 2 and beta 2. So there is a switching of the gene. Okay, and that will produce, like initially there is a synthesis of IgM initially, then later on our immune system will produce IgG, like that. This is called gene switching. Then fourth was the transposons or jumping genes. These are the genes that will move from one element to the another gene. So about 40 to 50% in our human from there are nucleotide sequence which can move. Okay, that are called transposons. Now at the level of transcriptional, there can be alternative promoter and different polyadenylation. That is largest gene is dystrophin. That is the example. Then regulation by the nuclear RNAs, like protection from the virus. mRNA stability by the capping and poly A tail. Right. So that is at the level of post-transcriptional. And also there is a RNA editing. So we can see ApoB100 gene contains gene for 4536 amino acid. So, but in intestine, okay, at the 2152 up to this, it is normally synthesized. But when there is a synthesis of 2153 at this position for this amino acid, CAA in intestine deaminase enzyme, it is converted to UAA. As you know, UAA is a stop codon. There is no tRNA that can bring amino acid for the UAA codon. Okay, so protein synthesis stop. So it is 2152 amino acid are formed, and it is 48% of this 4536. That's why it is called ApoB48. ApoB48 is an important apoprotein for the exogenous lipid transport. So whatever dietary lipids that we have taken, they are in the intestine bind with the ApoB48, and ultimately chylomicron is synthesized, taken up by the lymphatic system. So that is a type of mRNA editing. Okay, then alternate splicing occur. If there is a defective in alternate splicing, exons, intron will be removed and exons are joined. It will lead to the beta thalassemia. Okay, so at the post-transcriptional level, there is the RNA editing, alternative splicing, right? And there is a RNA interference. Now, RNA interference I will take in the separate lecture. Now coming to the regulation at the level of translation. So here, whenever there is a low iron, right? So this is a ferritin gene, okay, and there will be transferrin gene, transferrin receptor. So ferritin gene is usually located at the 5' untranslated region, while transferrin gene is located at the 3' untranslated region. Whenever there is a low iron, then from the ecotinase enzyme, we have known about TCA cycle, there is an iron sulfur complex is there. So when there is a iron is low, this will be removed, and ecotinase, it is called as a iron response element binding protein. Okay, and this protein will bind to the iron response element, and it will decrease the transcription of the ferritin. As we know, there is a low iron, there is no need to store the iron, so it will not be transferred. But when there is a high iron is there, then iron receptor element binding protein cannot bind to the IRE. So translation of ferritin occur, and ferritin will be produced, and ferritin will store the iron. Okay, same way, when this iron response element binding protein bind with the 3' untranslated region of the mRNA of the transferrin receptor, it will be expressed, and it will synthesize the protein for the transferrin, and it will provide the iron to the required site. Okay, this is a gene silencing by the RNA interference. I will cover in the separate video. Okay, so this is all about the gene regulation. So we know that DNA is converted to mRNA, that is immature, then it is converted to mature mRNA, and it will be translated to protein. DNA to mRNA is called transcription. mRNA to mature RNA is post-transcriptional modification, and then mRNA to protein, that is a translation, right? So here there is a epigenetics, as we have known, epigenetics. So there is a methylation occur of the promoter region, or acetylation occur of the histone residue. Then there is a gene rearrangement. Gene rearrangement in case of immunoglobulin. So different number of immunoglobulins are produced. Gene amplification. So methotrexate, when given, there's so much amount of dihydrofolate reductases are synthesized. Gene switching we have seen in case of embryonic, fetal, and normal hemoglobin. Okay. Then transposons, which are jumping genes. Okay, all will regulate your gene expression. Then transcription, inducer, and repressor. So inducer and repressor, they will affect the transcription. There is transcriptional binding protein we have seen. Okay, and post-transcriptional modification, there is the alternate splicing. Alternate splicing can be there. RNA editing. Okay, and RNA interface. And translation, we have seen the example of ferritin, right, and transferrin receptor. So this is all about the gene expression in eukaryotes. This is an important short note, and it is a very important topic. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share my video, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification for the future video. Thank you very much for listening.